Hi everyone, this is Diamond and I'm back. I'm going to show you the place that me and my family visited. State Mining and Mineral Museum. So the museum is dedicated to helping families and students to learn about the importance of mining and minerals to our history and our environment and our future. They also offer free activities for children and youth groups, including the Junior Ranger program, and they also provide school tours relating to geology, rocks and minerals, and I think there's more. We're all excited that day that my kids were able to gold pan and to learn more about the gold, the minerals, the rock, and the history of it, because they're not supposed to do that day about the gold panning, but they give them a chance to learn, and just two of them. And so we're so blessed that the kids were able to learn that short period of time. To get into the museum and to gold pan, you have to pay $10 each. I was so excited to capture that moment of my children having fun. They had a great time gold panning and learn about the rocks and the minerals, and I didn't even notice that my camera's audio is off. So when I got home, I checked my camera, my video, and there's no sound. So I was so sad because the person there, the couples they were explaining very well about the history and the minerals and the tools that they used for 1800s, 1700s, and all about the history. And so I went through the internet, and I'm just gonna read to you the history about the Mariposa gold mining. So are you ready? So this is the history of the California state mining and mineral. According to the California state mining and minerals, there's gold in the hills of California. These words echoed around the world in 1848 and started a mass migration to the wilderness of interior California. So gold seekers trekked from every part of the world and every walk of life to sift the streams for gold. Mining companies brought machines to the mountains and turned camps into boom towns as they blasted and dug deep into the earth to follow the gold-bearing veins. There's still gold in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada at the California State Mining and Mineral Museum in historic Mariposa. This is where explorers John C. Fremont and Kit Carson found the rich Mariposa vein and opened the first mill to crush ore and extract gold in California. So you are invited to discover for yourself California's mineral wealth, colorful history, and geologic diversity as you view the official mineral collection of the state of California. The collection, which began in 1880, contains over 13,000 objects, including mining artifacts, rare specimens of crystalline gold in its many forms, as well as beautiful gem and mineral specimens from California and around the world. The collection was moved to Mariposa in 1983 after residing in San Francisco for over 100 years. The museum became a state park in 1999. "We are proud," he said, "to display the Fricot nugget, a rare and beautiful specimen of crystallized gold discovered in the American River in 1864. This spectacular 13.8-pound specimen is the largest remaining intact mass of crystalline gold from 19th century California, when these finds were more common but usually were simply melted down. You can also take a trip back in time as you walk through our mine tunnel, and see how gold was mined in the mid-1800s, when California was a wilderness being transformed by rapid development. Our assay office and working scale model of a stamp mill will help you discover how gold was found and extracted from the rocks. So I'm going to read to you the history of Mariposa. Californians tend to consider the gold rush as the beginning point of their history. In terms of establishing permanent towns and leaving a written historic record, this belief is understandable, if incorrect. The truth, of course, is that human societies dwelt here for 8,000 to 10,000 years before the gold rush, though our knowledge of that period is incomplete. Even the first Europeans, the Spanish, left no settlements in present-day Mariposa County, and few written records, although it was the expedition of Gabriel Moraga in September 1806 which bestowed Las Mariposas, the Spanish name for butterflies, on the region because of their incredible number of these beautiful bugs they encountered. The first American to make a mark in Mariposa County history was John C. Fremont, soldier, explorer, and later presidential candidate. In 1847, while California was still Mexican territory, Fremont instructed his acquaintance, Thomas O. Larkin, to purchase the Santa Cruz Ranch, a piece of property near San Jose. For some reason, Larkin purchased the Rancho Las Mariposas instead. To Fremont's annoyance, since this worthless land was over 100 miles from the nearest settlement, had no farms or ranch lands, and was inhabited by Indians. The discovery of gold the following year, however, completely altered Fremont's reaction. The gold rush was on and settlers flooded the area. Mariposa turned out to be at the southern end of the Mother Lode, and in addition to the town of Mariposa, a number of other settlements sprang into being, such as Agua Fria, briefly the Mariposa County seat in 1850 and 1851, Hornitos, Indian Gulch, Bear Valley, Coulterville, Mount Bullion, Princeton, and Bagby, how you pronounce that. As the placer gold played out during the 1850s and early 1860s, hard rock quartz mining, organized by companies and worked by employees who often lived in company housing and patronized company stores, replaced most of the thousands of individual miners and their tents, shanties, and the entrepreneurial businesses that had served them. Less colorful, more orderly is how one expert describes the change in communities that survived, and dwindling number of individuals, however, continued working small claims and mines. Although the gold rush frenzy faded, it was responsible for roads being built and communities established, so that now settlers could turn to ranching, farming, and the small businesses serving them along with the mines. The railroad built along the Merced River to El Portal enabled various large-scale enterprises. In fact, during the 1920s, close to 2,000 people lived and worked in the Merced River Canyon between Bagby to El Portal. The Yosemite Lumber Company logged sugar pines from the slopes bordering Yosemite from 1912 until 1942. Faint signs of the inclined tracks going straight up the side of the hills are visible today in El Portal. Smaller lodging operations continued elsewhere in Mariposa County through the 1950s. The Yosemite Portland Cement Company acquired limestone from 1928 until 1944. A surviving building and sheds still exist across the river from Highway 140, about 2 miles west of Savage Trading Post at the South Fork of the Merced. In the 1930s and 1940s, a barium mine and crushing plant operated in El Portal. Also in the 1930s, due to an increase in the price of gold, many mines resumed or stepped up the level of their operations, and individuals again took to the river and creeks to do placer mining. The presence of Yosemite meant that tourism, as far back as the 1870s, played a role in the life of the county. 2 competing state roads to Yosemite Valley were opened in 1874. The Big Oak Flat Road, which evolved into present-day Route 120, and the Coulterville Road, today's Greeley Hill Road, and an old Yosemite Road. Not much later, the Washburn brothers built a road connecting their Wawona Hotel with the valley, today's Wawona Road, although it descended through the hills rather than the tunnel, which was built in the 1920s. In 1875, the railroad got as far as Raymond in Madera County, whence stages carried passengers over Chowchilla Mountain to Wawona. Big progress came with the Yosemite Valley Railroad from Merced to El Portal in 1907. National stages took passengers the rest of the way into the valley, but they were soon replaced by motor buses. In 1926, the all-weather highway, present-day Route 140, was completed. Among other changes, this was the first route into Yosemite that brought travelers directly through the heart of Mariposa town. The growth of automobile travel since World War II has seen annual visitor levels to Yosemite rise from a few 100,000 to 4 million. With the decline of small industrial operations, mining and lodging, and of family farms, the county's economy today is more tied to tourism than in earlier decades. Another change, which has been accelerating since the early 1990s, is an influx of retirees and second home owners from the Bay Area, Southern California, and the Central Valley. These new citizens are drawn by the climate over 300 days of sunshine yearly, the beauty and accessibility of the outdoors, and the relaxed lifestyle. The opening of the new University of California campus in nearby Merced is likely to gradually influence the influx of newcomers who have younger economic and lifestyle interests. The General Plan of Mariposa County, a recently updated version, continues the desirable rural lifestyle. Minimum parcel size in rural areas is 5 acres. 70% of the county's residents live outside the towns of Mariposa and Coulterville, with many choosing to develop either on individual parcels or within the large parcel subdivisions, which are still developing. Most new citizens are expected to provide for their own utilities and minor roads. The towns of Mariposa and Coulterville have utility districts, which various levels of service provided within the subdivisions. Basic emergency services are available with the Sheriff Department, Mariposa County Fire Department and CAL FIRE, Mercy Ambulance, and the Mariposa County Public Works Department, John C. Fremont Hospital, opened in 1950, provides emergency, primary, and long-term care with air transfer available. This is from the Yosemite newsletter. So this is all for today, guys, and I hope you enjoy the video clips that I prepared for you, and see you next time. All I can say is that be happy and be content. Bye.